Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our round one feature match here at the Super Invitational Qualifier Legacy IQ.
This is a Super IQ?
I
thought
believe
it was a regular IQ.
Is it a regular IQ?
It's a regular
Oh, it's a regular IQ. So we jacked up our graphic.
Yeah, just like white out the super part.
just ignore the super part. Regardless, we've got Silas Waltzer on Burn and Justin Brickman playing Bug Delver. We're about to get underway. This should be a good round. What do you feel about this matchup?
Silas, I think, he plays pretty much these mono red decks in every format.
Yeah.
He won the Modern IQ with Modern Masters 2015 with playing Burn and Modern.
Correct.
He top 64'd, I think, the Chicago Open playing a mono red deck. I know he beat me in day 2. Like a jerk.
He beat me.
So he's playing Burn here.
There's a Chain Lightning.
I think that's a lightning bolt.
Is it a lightning bolt?
It's a lightning bolt to kill a turn 1 Deathrite Shaman from Justin. I don't think this is a very good matchup for Justin. Looking through his deck, he doesn't really have too many good answers to like gain life.
Sure.
Or, I mean, Deathrite Shaman is fine, I guess, and he has just like a ton of non-basics, and Silas is playing 4 Price of Progress. So
right.
That should be good for him. But Justin gonna brainstorm here. Looks like he has a Wasteland that he's going to put back. That's not very good against the Burn deck, although Silas is playing 1 Barbarian Ring. So.
Wow, that's an old school card.
Oh, yeah. Looks like Justin, I don't know if he has a second land that's not a Wasteland. So he was really banking on that Deathrite. No, it looks like he's got a Polluted Delta. So, in the tank as to what he wants to put back. Can't see what he did, but I imagine Wasteland is getting shipped.
It looks like the
Liliana also.
So that's a Wasteland Lily going back for the brainstorm so far?
Indeed.
Wasteland on the top, though? Lily on the bottom?
Yeah, he has a fetch land, though. So.
Okay, so he's fine shuffling that away. Liliana also not that great here in the matchup?
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine she's very good. So, Justin going to play a Polluted Delta and pass back to Silas.
Silas Waltzer with any hot spice in his deck? He playing anything new?
He doesn't have anything new, no.
Okay.
He does have 2 Sulfuric Vortex main deck.
That's
There's
pretty
an Eidolon of the Great Rebel.
Strong card.
So, see if Justin wants to Force of Will this. I think he has Force of Will, Dig Through Time, Tarmogoyf, and a second Liliana in his hand.
Are we more worried about the Sulfuric Vortex, I'd assume, than we are about the Eidolon,
For
correct?
sure, yeah. I would be way more concerned about Sulfuric Vortex
Right.
than Eidolon. Eidolon is annoying. I mean, Eidolon is very good in Legacy. Most things cost 3 or less mana.
Correct.
So, and here's one of them. So, provided Silas remembers his trigger, which when we played at the Open, he missed like 10 Eidolon triggers.
Really?
So, yeah.
Looks like Justin went ahead and just did the math for him.
I see. Justin also playing Mono Red in Standard last night playing Eidolon also missed quite a few Eidolon triggers. So people are very bad at remembering that card does damage.
Which is strange because it's really the only reason it's there. Beyond that,
Correct,
all you're doing is playing a 2/2 for 2.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no, Goyf obviously strong here is a 4/5, hard for the Burn deck to remove.
Oh, definitely hard, but
oh, is that a Fire Blast?
It is a Fire Blast.
Super good.
Hard to remove, but we'll see if it's capable of racing Silas here. I mean, the problem is like he can't get even in like chip shots of damage with it, because then like Eidolon and all the other creatures just get to come back and attack. All right, so there's Sulfuric Vortex. Silas is going to take 2. I imagine you just have to counter this.
Right.
So Justin is going to force pitch Dig Through Time. Going to go to 16. And you're going to untap.
Silas has got to be happy about that, seeing the dig out of Justin's hand.
It's a pretty good card for Justin off the top in Abrupt Decay.
Yeah.
This allows him to, like, take 2, go to 14, but now he can start attacking with Tarmogoyf without the fear of, like, taking 2 damage a turn from the Eidolon. Which against the Burn deck is, I can't imagine a race he's going to win. So Silas down to 13. Justin just going to pass back. Silas deep in the tank as to what he wants to do here. Has another Eidolon in hand. I think he has a Lightning Bolt and a Fire Blast also. So if he attacks Justin down to 14, alright, there's Swift Spear. Gonna go to 11.
Is he just gonna pass here? I mean, that
no,
seems
I can't
odd.
imagine he's gonna pass.
You have to get the damage
gotta get
through,
the
correct?
beats on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin gonna go to 13. There's a second Eidolon from Silas. Silas gonna go to 9. Wonder if Justin is going to respond to this with an abrupt decay.
Jeez. He takes 4.
He would not. If he responds to the Eidolon
he'll
cast,
take 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So he is
But he's gonna
going to
clip the monastery.
clip the Monastery Mentor and go to 11.
Interesting. Why did he not just remove?
I don't know. That seems very weird to me. Like, if I'm Silas, I'm like, oh yeah, baby, I'm snap blocking.
You would take the block here, correct?
Oh, yeah, you
because
block.
anything he plays after this is
It's gonna kill him.
correct.
Like, you have to block. If you don't block, you're essentially locked.
You're killing yourself at this
Right.
point. You're going down to 4. You can't cast any of the spells in your hand.
Correct. Yeah, you can't cast anything. You could cast Fire Blast.
That's true.
That's
yeah.
it. Alright, so he is gonna go to 4. That seems very odd to me.
Is he relying on the?
He can't cast anything. He could Fire Blast him, unless he has, like... There's 2 Fire Blasts.
So that's 4 right there,
Yeah,
right?
go to 7. He needed another mountain.
Did he have an additional Fire Blast in hand?
He does.
Oh,
he
he
has
does,
another
yeah.
one. He has the Dueling Art Fire Blasts.
But
the OG Visions one, and then...
And then the new
the new Fire and Lightning one.
Fire and Lightning, correct.
But now he's just...
What?
Okay, I guess he can attack and put Justin down to 5.
But then he's dead on the crackback, right?
So Justin's going to respond. This is... You can't respond to this, you just have to take it. If you respond, then you go... If you respond, then you take 4, go to 3, and then he attacks you and kills you.
Correct. So he is down to 7 right now.
Yeah. Sorry. So then he's going to attack him down to 5, and now he's going to block, and then just hope to peel a mountain.
Wow, that was an interesting line from Silas.
Yeah, this is interesting, actually. He's not in a horrible spot. Because now even if he... So if Justin attacks, he blocks.
Yep.
And then he blocks, he untaps, he attacks with Eidolon, puts Justin to 3, and then lightning bolts him.
Yeah, and still lives. Yeah. Correct. Also with a lava spike in hand, so. And Justin still on. Oh boy. He's down to 2.
Yep. So Silas at 2, Justin at 2.
2 as well after the bolt, correct? Justin, once again, looking to
can't
respond
here,
but he
can't.
can't. Yeah, theoretically, he's at 2. The die says 5, but we know he's going to take the 3. You have a Brainstorm in hand, and that's not going to get you out of this.
Brainstorm's not going to do anything for you.
This was a weird line by Silas, but it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, it did get him here, so this is insane. So Eidolon trigger's going to happen. Justin's now down to 3. Bolt kills him unless he finds an answer. I guess he can find a force here.
Yeah,
and go down to 2, but then he is dead next turn, correct?
The attack from the Eidolon. That was a very interesting game by Silas. I don't know if that's the line I would have taken.
I mean, was he banking on necessarily drawing a mountain by playing the other Eidolon, or do you think he was forcing Justin into the situation where Justin had to draw an additional land to make use of the Liliana? I mean,
I just think, yeah, I think. So if Justin does draw an extra land, though, he can get rid of one of the... No, yeah.
He gets rid of both of the Eidolons, correct? Because he abrupt decays the 1, plays the Liliana, minuses, gets rid of the other one?
I think Silas's line is actually right, although it seemed weird at the time.
It did seem odd. It seemed very confusing. But we'll take a look at the sideboard info here. We can bring up some deck profiles. What do we want to look at first? We want to look at Bug, or we want to look at Burn? What do you got in front of you?
Look at Bug Delver. We'll go with the loser.
Let's see if we find some Bug Delver up here.
Alright.
Hit us with what you got in the sideboard there.
So in the sideboard here, we have a Dark Blast, a Dread of Night, 2 Fluster Storms, a Golgari Charm, a Krosan Grip, a Life from the Loan, 2 Pithing Needle, a Surgical Extraction, a Sylvan Library, 2 Thoughtseize, an Umezawa's Jit, and a Vendilion Click.
What do you like?
So I think Flusterstorm is pretty good. Obviously it counters all of the like burn spells.
Sure.
Golgari Charm might be decent for killing Eidolons,
Okay.
but it seems pretty narrow in that sense.
Right.
He did see Sulfuric Vortex too, so it can kill that. And also has like could shrink some dudes.
Sure.
So I think that's fine. I don't know if I'd bring in the Krosan Grip because it's just like a less versatile Golgari Charm. And I think I'd probably bring in the Jit.
I think
and maybe the V-Click too. Although V-Click is like a target that's like a pretty good Searing Blaze or Searing Blood target.
Yeah.
Now, Silas doesn't have any of those main decks, but he does have a couple sideboard.
Sure. I don't know if I necessarily like Jit here. I think I like the idea of bringing... I'm sorry, I don't know if I like the V-Click. I like the idea of Jit.
Yeah.
V-Click kind of scares me because we have to get to 3 mana. We then have to cast it and make sure that it survives the round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, V-Click I think is kind of sketchy, but Jit I think is great.
Sure, and we can take a look at the deck breakdown here. For those that don't know Bug Delver that much, uses Delver of Secrets and Deathrite Shaman, provides early threats that usually transform into a fast clock. Delver obviously flipping into a 3/2 with flying. You also get to play control cards, Wasteland, Thoughtseize, Hymn to Turok. You get to attack lands, get to attack the person's hand, and then Brainstorm and Dig Through Time. Obviously the best blue cards in the format to kind of sculpt your hand.
For sure.
Very versatile deck.
Yeah.
Noah Cohen played it a bunch, so.
Alright, Silas, on the other hand, he has 4 Exquisite Firecrasts, a 3rd Sulfuric Vortex, a Grim Lavamancer, 3 Smash to Smithereens, 2 Searing Blazes, a Searing Blood, 2 Pyrostatic Pillars, and a Flame Rift. I think Grim Lavamancer is probably pretty good here. It's a recurring source of damage, kills Delvers, kills Deathrite Shamans. Searing Blaze and Searing Blood probably also are decent for similar reasons.
Okay.
Tarmogoyf's going to kind of be a pain. And I don't know if Exquisite Firecraft is any good in this matchup. Justin is playing some counter spells and Daze and Force of Will and stuff like that.
Sure.
But it does cost 3.
It does cost 3. I mean, it is strong. We did see it,
But it also has the possibility of potentially killing a Tarmogoyf, where
Right.
a lot of Silas's other cards don't.
How do you
I
feel
don't know
about,
if I'd bring in the full 4, but
How do you feel about Grim in the matchup? You bring that in?
yeah, I think Grim Lavamancer is pretty good in this
I think it's a
matchup.
strong card here. You can see the deck breakdown for Burn there. Obviously, the hyper-aggressive strategy of the Legacy format. Super aggressive. You're all in with this deck. Monastery Swift Spirit, great addition to it. Eidolon was a great addition. Goblin Guide, also an aggressive creature that you see played sometimes. And then obviously known for its super powerful cards in Sulfuric Vortex, Pyroblast, and Red Elemental Blast. Price to Progress, Fire Blast to finish off your opponent.
Yeah, Price is going to be very good in this matchup.
Yeah, it's a super strong card. I actually like the inclusion of the Sulfuric Vortex as main board. That's not something you normally see in the main.
All that Miracle Hate, dude.
Yeah, no, it's a brutal card.
Yeah, it's very, very brutal. So Justin going to lead off with a Misty, and he is going to cast a turn 1 spell. I imagine it's probably going to be either a Delver or a Deathrite Shaman. I guess he could Ponder also. Alright, so he's going to Ponder.
Interesting. Now we saw game 1. We saw Silas remove the turn 1 Deathrite. If that's a Delver, do you remove that as well, or do you not care so much
I think
about
I'd
that?
remove any creature just because, like, Justin I don't think is going to win this game. He has a hand full of, like, permission and, like, cantrips,
Yep.
but he has no clock. So Silas can just sit here and, like,
Sculpt his hand.
Like, not even sculpt his hand, but just, like, all he's trying to do is assemble 20 points of damage.
Sure.
If Justin is just going to sit here and do nothing, well, all of the cards in my deck deal damage, man.
Yeah.
I'm eventually going to draw them, and you're going to run out of permission unless you have a clock. Especially because he has, like, Jit.
And Justin Brickman again with the Wasteland. Main phasing a Brainstorm. We'll see a Daze, 2 Force.
He literally has almost every counter spell in his deck.
Jeez. Not a good Brainstorm. Does he have a way to fetch, though?
I am not sure.
I didn't
don't
see one.
think so.
He's going to put the Wasteland back?
I imagine if he's putting the Wasteland back, then he has a land.
Okay. He's got the Jit in hand.
Okay, so he has a Polluted Delta.
Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so that seems better now, I guess. I don't know if I still don't know if I main phase that, but
Silas has options here in Lightning Bolt to play around days.
that's Chain Lightning.
That's Chain Lightning?
That is Chain Lightning from the Fire and Lightning
Jeez, they look so very similar.
So
right.
so I'm gonna go back. I was right, game one.
You were right, game
That's
one.
alright.
Alright, so Silas just gonna Chain Lightning.
They look very similar, like the same card.
They do. Look at how
No, I know they're the same card.
Right.
Like,
look at how similar they look. They're not the same card.
they are the same card.
No, not if the other opponent has red mana.
Oh, they don't though. When do they ever have red mana?
In the mirror.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so Justin went to fetch his polluted Delta, and then Silas lightning bolted him, and Justin dazed it. So getting some value out of the daze.
So why?
So now he has a Tarmogoyf.
All right.
It's probably a.
It's probably pretty big.
It's a 3/4. There's instant, sorcery, and land in the graveyard.
So Justin needs to play this Jit and equip it ASAP.
Oh yeah, ASAP. Ooh jeez. Ooh jeez.
Just punishing. He's got the counter spell here.
Does have
though.
the counter spell, so he's gonna go to 12. So pretty decent turn for Justin here. Grows the Tarmogoyf, counters the spell, uses Silas's whole turn.
He's got to get this Jit out. Get in for 4.
Get
play
in
your
for
Jit.
4. Yeah, gotta get that
There
shit
you
out.
go.
Gotta get it. All right.
Silas with. Do you think he actually brought in any of his smashes?
I doubt it. No.
I just don't think he would either. But
No. He does have 2 lightning bolts in his hand, so I mean, potentially maybe he wants to try to kill this Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
But that's not going to work out for him very well since Justin has Force of Will and blue card. So he's just going to pass. Draws a Bayou. Plays the Bayou. Imagine we equip up Z Tarmogoyf.
Yep.
Battle. Alright.
Wait for the second one.
Cool, dude. Sure. That's fine. Yeah, alright. Flusterstorm. Yeah, Flusterstorm, pay 3. Storm of 3.
Yeah, that seems alright.
That seems pretty good. When the burn player spends 2 of his burn spells to kill your Tarmogoyf, but doesn't actually kill your Tarmogoyf,
Correct.
and your Tarmogoyf gets Jit counters because of it, you're in a pretty good position. And you have Force of Will plus blue card in your hand, so...
What did Silas draw?
He drew an Eidolon, and he's going to scoop him up.
nothing.
Yeah. So, like I said, had Justin just sat there and never found that Tarmogoyf,
Yep.
I mean, it's just going to be tough for him to win that game. Silas had a bunch of spells in his hand that he would have put him at 3, you know. So he would have lightning bolted Justin, then lightning bolted Justin again, then lava spiked him, and he would have been sitting at 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think had Justin not had the ability to brainstorm and kind of ponder his way into something, then yes, he would have been stuck in a situation. But once again, that's why we see these blue decks in Legacy so much,
pretty
right?
decent top deck.
Yeah, it's a strong card.
That's why you brainstorm away garbage and get to shuffle your deck.
Speaking of Termagoofy, we got Termagoofy back in the chat.
Tarmogoyf.
You weren't here before for Termagoofy, but he brought in some interesting conversation in the chat room.
Okay.
Welcome back, Termagoofy. Turnout today, 27 players, I believe, was the final turnout.
Sure.
Not bad.
When we came in here, it was 25-ish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I think
imagine if
a few
2 people, 2 stragglers
wandered on in. This
This
would be a good game, too. I don't think the sideboard's changed that much, right? From being on the play and on the draw?
So Pyrostatic Pillar might be better on the play than it
Okay.
is on the draw.
Sure.
Just because it, if you can play it, it costs 2 mana, right?
Correct.
So if you can play it on turn 2, and you're ahead on life.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Pyrostatic might actually cost 3.
Dang.
I think it might be the same.
No way. How is Eidolon of the Great Revel, which is Pyrostatic Pillar on just
Oh, no, I'm
on
sorry.
a body?
It's red 1. You're
Okay,
correct.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good. That was...
I mean, it costs 3 or less. Okay, so interesting.
So I think
it's
that card's
essentially Eidolon.
better on the play
Yep.
than it is on the draw.
Okay.
That might be an option to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'd bring in any smashes, even though you saw a Jit. It's just so very, very bad and narrow. And, once again, you're trying to assemble 20 points of burn.
Right.
So
And if your only target for smash to smithereens is
one of JIT,
seems bad. There's no way for us to find that. I actually do like Exquisite Firecraft here. After seeing that game, I think the card's good. I think this is a matchup where we bring it in because, like you said, it has the ability to kill a Termaglyph.
Yeah, can't be countered.
Right, or we just dome the person to the face, right? And
yeah.
it's uncounterable.
Yeah. It's slow, though, man. 3 mana is a lot of mana in this format.
It is slow, but, I mean, had one of those 3 mana or 3 damage 1 cost spells been an Exquisite Firecraft, we wouldn't have been put in the situation we were with the Goyf. We could have just killed it.
Yeah, had we not cast Sulfuric Vortex and had instead been able to Exquisite
Firecraft
the Goyf,
our game would have been much better for Silas.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I mean, that card is really hard. Even seeing it in the SCG Opens, that card's incredibly powerful for the burn deck. I mean, it gives them so much reach against the slow control decks like Miracles. Any deck that's trying to like.
It's great against Miracles.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's super good against them.
I don't think Sulfuric Vortex is that great in this matchup. It seems very slow.
Okay, so
I would rather play Exquisite Firecraft than Sulfuric Vortex.
I'm fine with that. So then we sideboard out the two Sulfuric Vortex, and you can bring in 2 Exquisite Firecrafts if you want.
Yeah.
And that I'm fine with that. I think that's okay. Also, Silas needs to get some price to progress going here.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a blowout last game.
It would have been great. He still would have lost, but it would have been
Oh,
great.
it would have been a fantastic spell.
He has 4. It's very good against Justin.
So on to game 3 now.
Justin got a mulligan. So again, I think he needs to look for like a Tarmogoyf backed up by some counter spells.
What do you think knocked down Bug Delver in popularity? That deck was super popular for a while, and then it kind of fell off. And now Legacy seems to be just like a jumble of top 8 decks. Every top 8 I see for Legacy is very different now.
Yeah. I don't know. The Legacy metagame, I think, has stagnated a bit since SCG went to the like full day, like a GP style event.
Yeah.
I feel like Legacy has stagnated because people don't feel as much. There's not as much value in like trying to brew and like metagame the format because you're only playing like a 5K instead of a 10K.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so
Okay.
I think it's stagnated a little bit, but I don't know why Bug Delver isn't as popular as it once was. So there's a pretty good start. There's a turn 1 Grim Lavamancer from Silas. So that Delver of Secrets in Justin's hand looking a little anemic. I wouldn't play the Misty. Like, playing the Misty doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you want to save your fetch lands for if you brainstorm and want to put garbage back.
Correct.
You have 2 lands in your hand. So that might be a little bit of a misstep.
And he's kind of put himself in a situation now where to play the Delver, he has to fetch.
He has to fetch.
Or he does this and does nothing and keeps days up, and that doesn't seem good either.
Oh, no. That seems wretched.
Okay, so this is going to be...
It's going to be that's a Chain Lightning.
There you go.
That's a Chain Lightning. So, yeah, this is just terrible for Justin. Oh, and he draws a Wasteland. Eee.
So this is like a... that I think you're right. And I don't know if that'll come back to haunt him as bad as it was, but if this was a Miracle situation, I play a fetch land as my first land. It doesn't do much for me unless I'm trying to sculpt with like a Brainstorm afterwards on my opponent's turn, and even then, that's subpar.
Yeah, I think the reason Justin played like that is because he didn't want to get his Delver of Secrets murdered, shot down by Grim Lavamancer.
Okay.
He also has a Golgari Charm in his hand, but still, like, you got to pull the trigger here. He's gonna fetch. He's gonna go to 14. Or he's going to go to 11 now.
And now there's another... oh, that's the Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. So good sequencing by Silas. Not allowing his Lavamancer to... Or allowing his Lavamancer to now... He's going to get Golgari Charm, but he's going to get in another shot of damage.
Correct.
So Justin's going to be at 6 and is pretty much dead. I mean, 6 is a very precarious life total. Alright, there's a Searing Blaze target.
So now, after being put down to 6, we finally cast the threat that we've had in our hand.
Yeah. This is a pretty good draw from Silas, though. I don't know if even if Justin like actually had a turn 1 play,
yeah,
if it would have done anything. There's an Eidolon. He's going to daze it. Alright, I'll pay the mana. Oh, well, that's a miss. That's no good. Justin needed to hit there, I think, so he could just block.
Sure.
Tarmogoyf. That's the guy that blocks. Alright, so I imagine you gotta play this Tarmogoyf and then hope your opponent has a bunch of lands in hand.
Which
even though
does
next
not.
turn they didn't play a land.
Sure.
Yeah, not a good place to be in. But you're dead to any. You're dead to really any combination of spell, anyways.
Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning,
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt.
It doesn't matter. 4 and 6 are not different at all.
Right.
Unless the cards in his hand are like
Double Fire Blast.
Pillar. Yeah. No, even then you just die.
Yeah, that's
but like
true.
Pyrostatic Pillar, I guess, is only doing 2 damage, and so is Sulfuric Vortex. Yeah, you're not racing those cards.
But your line is correct. Cast the Goyf.
Cast the Goyf, hope he has 2 lands, and just peels all lands for the rest of the game.
Jeez. Goyf is a 3/4.
Some awkward-looking wastelands. The wastelands do allow him to, if Silas does draw a Price of Progress and just tries to kill him, he can wasteland his wasteland to only have 1 non-basic in hand. So there's Sulfuric Vortex. This is pretty much the hard lock.
Jeez.
No, I guess Justin can cast a removal spell. No, yeah.
Oh, and that's Fire
And I'll
Blast.
Fire Blast you. And I'll show you some lands.
That's it.
Alright, so Burn. Gonna beat Bug Delver.
I think